Okay, Chris, your box arrived. So we're going to go ahead and get you unpacked here. Have a look at what you sent. Aha! That's a nice box. I wonder where you got that. Alright. This will, of course, come back to you with your lovely watches returned. Okay, Chris, got you opened up here. Okay, let's see what you got. All right. Cool watches here. Two of my favorites in the chronograph line. You know what? Do that. Okay. So there's your Panda. And here is your blue Bruce Lee. All right. Well, let's take a close look. Both. So let's start with your Panda. My favorite. Okay. So this is a 1977 6138 8020. Yes, 8020. Looks pretty good. Your hands have seen some work. Dial is a little, needs a little cleanup. I think we can get it a little bit better. Your sweep hand and your your minute hand and your hour hand are certainly in good shape. Your recording hands. You want a new crystal, which is understandable. I have those. That's no problem. Looks like it, needs a good cleaning. That's what this one comes down to in my mind. It's going to look good when we're done. Not sure about your loom. Let's look at your... I believe that's been painted. Yeah, perhaps. Okay. Well, certainly work to be done, but it's a solid watch. We can give it a wind here and have a look at the numbers, at least to start. All right, so let's have a quick look. Pretty clean. The signal's clean, so numbers are okay. Yeah, they're low, of course, but we can get better. Starting in the 180s, under a little bit of wind, I'm pleased with that. That's pretty good. That's with your chronograph running, so you're going to be a little bit better here than without. And the numbers may, vary a little bit, but this is going to be a straightforward service, I think. Not too bad. The big thing for me is damage to the hairspring and just poor state of affairs with things like wheels and whatnot. But you're working, it's operating, it's functioning as it should as a watch, and so that's a great place to start for any service. Cosmetically, we can make things better, of course. We can always do things to make things look and act and respond good mechanically and also cosmetically. Now, there's been some water, but that's okay. It looks like it hasn't moved too far in. Your retaining ring is nice and clean. Get just a little bit of surface rust on your operating component here. Otherwise, balance is ticking along. Looks good. Hairspring looks nice. Yeah, hazy movement, but we can clean that up. Let's see if there's service history in the back. I don't see much. I mean, clearly the watch has been worked on, simply because, you know, it's had some work done to the hands, and you know, perhaps the dial has been messed with a little bit, but you still have nice linening. It looks pretty good. Once we get a new crystal on here and get things cleaned up a little bit, your hands have definitely been painted at some point, so we'll have to make a decision about what you want to do with your hour and minute hand in terms of their coloring, whether you want loom back in them or not. But overall, you know, it's a good looking watch. It's a Panda. I mean, come on, it's a beauty. All right, so now let's take a look at your 6139. This one we have bought some parts for. So I have a box of parts for you. So we got a new dial, a new chapter ring. We weren't really worried about originality for this, so we went with things that are offered in the aftermarket. Simply from a cosmetic point of view, I think that's a good idea. We can replace this crystal if you want. I'm not sure if you want to, but I have crystals that are proper. This one's in okay shape. It's got a little haze on it from moisture, I think, from the inside. Yeah, that's on the inside. Certainly your dial and hands are aftermarket, and your chapter ring may be original, or your tacky ring may be original shape. But what I have is a matching set here. So we have a blue-blue. You have what's now a blue-black. So let's take a look at what we have here. So, you know, obviously aftermarket, but certainly in the style and the look of the Bruce Lee blue. All right, so this goes here. And then the corresponding hands, the red hands that go with this as well. So, you know, we're pretty much ready to roll on getting this one back to the way you kind of want it to look. Service-wise, you know, it's always a bit of a guess on where we are starting. So let me try and get the case back off without too much effort. Actually, I can't. I'm going to have to put that on the machine. Not sure if this was a runner. Let's just go ahead and... Oh yeah, there we go. We are running, so that's a good sign. Yeah, so, you know, two good watches. We got a good starting place, I think, with the Panda for sure. Let's just quickly look at the 6139 just to see if we're getting anything out of this at the moment, just with very little winding. Yeah, it's pretty rough signal wise. I didn't put much power into it, but I can certainly put it on the winder and kind of get a sense of where we are. It takes a little work to get these wound, unlike the 6138s, which have their own, you know, hand winding. You can put some more extra power into them. Yeah, still losing a lot of time. Signal looks pretty good. You got beat error, you've got rate loss, and low amplitude, which is, you know, the start of service is always starting from somewhere, and we're starting with two pretty watches. All right, Chris. Well, I'll send this to you, and let me know what you think. And as soon as the time comes, we will get you in line and get you started on service. All right. Thanks, Chris.